Greetings, I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and it is Wednesday, and therefore it is Comic Day. And today we got what looks like to be the final Lando. Lando number 5. Looks like they're doing to finish this up as a 5-episode arc, 5 series. They did that with Princess Leia, and that was the plan for Kanan until it was so well received that they decided to continue it on and continue it further on. It definitely looks like this is probably the finale, and it was very solid. I think Lando, as a comic, kind of peaked in the middle at being its best. It kind of went a little bit downhill in 4 and 5. Still very good, but the story didn't quite tell enough. There were some weird characters, these cat creatures that had just never stuck. They were weird, and they just never were what I wanted to see necessarily in the comic. But there were very interesting things, and the character of Lando continued through 1 through 5 as being very interesting and kind of setting up the Lando that we know in Empire Strikes Back and will know going forward. And one of the really important things that added that was the story of Lobot. Lobot got hurt in number 3, but you saw this back and forth before that issue. You saw a lot of back and forth where, they were talking and everything, but we know Lobot does not talk in Empire. And so it kind of getting to that moment and that moving forward. And it's a very, very touching end to the Lobot and Lando arc in this, and it really worked. And that's probably where it's absolute best in this series. As I've said in other Lando videos and talking about this, the character of the bounty hunter, Chaneth Cha, was very interesting. We got kind of her end and how she knows Lando, and obviously Lando has all these connections with bounty hunters. And she was an interesting character, getting that she works for Palpatine, but she knows Lando, and she's willing to kind of waffle a little bit for her friends. And that was kind of interesting because being a bounty hunter that is directly, called on by Palpatine, it was cool that she wasn't just like a mindless drone, that she clearly had a lot of thought processes in it, and that was really cool to see her characters be fully resolved through this comic series, and I enjoyed her quite a bit. I wouldn't say she's like my favorite bounty hunter, but she was definitely a very interesting bounty hunter, and kind of put a little bit more of we've seen with the Han Solo, and even kind of maybe foreshadowing a little bit of what Lando would be going forward, that we see that these guys who are smugglers and bounty hunters and the scumbags, but they have a lot underneath them. And as they start to develop and realize that there's a lot of good that they can provide for the rebellion, especially going forward against the Empire. And that was kind of shown through the character of Chaneth Cha. As a whole, I would recommend to go read the Lando series. 5 was a good ending. It's not a great issue of the comic in general. I feel like the first couple were still the best. But as a whole, the whole Lando series is worth it. And it is a good read. And it does have a very satisfying end. The art is really cool throughout it. I enjoyed it. The character of Lando is one of the best in the Star Wars universe, and so getting to see him kind of interact and just kind of where it goes into kind of a different way, and I believe this is going to set up into the new Chewbacca comic that's coming out, and kind of the same sort of thing that we're going to see this character in a little bit of a different story, kind of maybe in a different light because we see them interacting with different information. And I think there's a lot of good information to glean going forward in the Star Wars universe from the Lando series, so go ahead and check it out. 5 is definitely... So what did you guys think? Have you enjoyed the Lando comic? Are you sad that it might be ending? Would you like to see more? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I am Shawn Redman, aka the cheesily named Darth Shawn, and may the Force be with you. Always.